In this quick video, I'll be showing you multiple fixes for crashes whenever you're trying to play Modern Warfare 3, especially on startup. Whether it's a black screen, pausing on the intro, or nothing at all, this video should hopefully have the solution for you. There's a bunch of different solutions, so do make sure to try pretty much all of them, but if you find something else that works for you, please do leave a comment down below as it'll help other people as well. So starting off at the very top, obviously make sure that Windows and your graphics card driver are up to date. It'll complain about your graphics driver being out of date if it's not updated enough, but it won't really complain about Windows, so it's a good idea to check in the Windows settings. Then, of course, if you haven't already, which you probably have, as the launcher bugs you whenever the game crashes, you should try verifying your game files. On Steam, simply locate the game in your library of Duty, right-click, select Properties, then on the Installed Files tab, you'll be able to click Verify Integrity of the game files. To do this on Battle.net, the steps are a little bit different. Open Battle.net, locate the game, for which I don't have it here, so I'll just show you with Hearthstone. Simply click the Settings wheel down here and Scan and Repair. It's that simple. Basically, this will run through all of the files for the game on your PC, verify that they match the latest version on the server, and fix anything if it's different or out of date. The next very simple solution that you may not think of is to simply just close pretty much everything else except for the game and your platform, Activision or Steam. Why is this? Well, programs running in the background can try and hook into the game, especially overlays such as the Steam overlay, Discord overlay, but more than likely it'll be something like an FPS counter overlay, Discord's overlay mayhaps, if I haven't already mentioned that, and things of that type. Anything that hooks into the game to try and draw on top of it can usually cause not only frame drops, input lag, but it can also cause the game to crash quite reliably with certain bits of software that are incompatible. Simply closing pretty much all programs in your background, or very simply restarting your PC with only the platform that you need and the game opening right after that, you can easily find out what's causing the crash, if anything. The next solution, which is super simple, is to reinstall the game. But before you click off, we're not actually going to re-download anything. It's a little bit complicated to do, but just follow along and you should be fine. For Battle.net, simply navigate across to the game, click the cogwheel down at the bottom left, followed by Show in Explorer. What we're going to do is move the game's files from wherever they are to somewhere different, or at least rename it. So all we'll do is fire the game. Obviously, I don't have Modern Warfare 3 on Blizzard, so I'll show you with just Hearthstone. Simply rename the folder to literally anything else. As such, just keep in mind what it was before exactly. Then you'll need to close Battle.net completely, so I'll click this here, followed by Exit, and we'll fire it up once more. Now, once it fires up again, head back to the Games tab, and you should see Install. Don't click this. Instead, head back to wherever it is. Now is a good time to move it if you'd like to move it anywhere else. Simply change the name back to whatever it was before, and you can place it elsewhere if you see fit. You can also use this method to move the game to an SSD. Anyways, all we need to do now is click Locate the game right underneath Install. Then we'll get a pop-up asking us where it is. We'll select the game's folder that we renamed earlier and select. There we go. Now we can click play straight away and we'll be back in game. You may receive a very small update, or it may want to verify files. Anyways, when it's done, you should be able to play Modern Warfare 3 once more. What about Steam? Well, the process here is very similar. Navigate across to Steam, locate the game, right-click, hover over Manage, and choose Browse Local Files. Then we're going to head back a folder, and you can see it's called Call of Duty HQ. This may be called something different on full release, but anyways, whatever folder you were in and went one up from, we'll simply rename the folder as we did before with literally anything. Head back to Steam, right-click, and choose Manage, Uninstall. Then uninstall, wait for it to think, and now we've successfully uninstalled it while keeping our game files. Instead of renaming the folder back, we'll recreate it by clicking Install, followed by choosing our drive, Install, and we can pause it as soon as it starts. Looking back in the folder, refreshing, you can see the Call of Duty folder has now reappeared. We'll once again right-click, Manage, and uninstall. Uninstall, perfect. Now you should have the Call of Duty HQ folder as well as the one that we renamed. We'll go inside of the one that we renamed, select everything using Ctrl-A and hit Ctrl-X to cut. You can also right-click Cut. We'll head back and into the new folder that was just created. We'll paste everything here and it'll move it very quickly from one folder to another. If you're moving this from one drive to another, it could take a lot longer, but it's a pretty efficient way of moving the game if you don't want to use the built-in Steam Move Game utility. Anyways, we'll wait a few seconds for this to finish, and shortly after, we can then delete the folder that's now empty that we renamed, and everything's back to where it's supposed to be. So, in Steam, we can click Install, choose the same drive we chose before, and instead of downloading, it'll validate everything that's on our drive. You can verify this on the Downloads tab. The network should have pretty much no activity all the way up to the very end where it may download one or two small files, but it should mainly be disk usage. Depending on the speed of your drive, this could take quite a lot of time, so preferably it should be on an SSD. It should be on one anyway for the best performance in-game, map load times, etc. Anyways, when this is done, we should be able to play it pretty much straight away. Besides this, there is a few more options we can follow. One of them is to completely reset our game settings. For this, navigate into your documents. I'll press Start and E to bring up a file browser, then I'll head to Documents, but of course you can manually go to C uses your username documents. Inside of here, you'll find just one Call of Duty folder. I've already done this, so yours will look something like this. The Call of Duty folder is where your game settings are saved inside of. You can of course edit the settings individually in here using something like Notepad, as you can see here. But what we're going to do is completely reset our settings. Simply rename the Call of Duty folder in its entirety as such, and the next time you fire up the game, absolutely everything will be reset, from your graphics settings to your keybinds, etc. If anything's causing a crash that you set or the game decided to suddenly think is different, this should fix it. Very simple. If you know exactly what's causing the issue, such as resolution, you can head into the config file and, oh, not this one over here, options.cod, etc. You should find your resolution, or by searching for full screen resolution, you can set a manual resolution here, for example 1920 1080, etc, etc. Upon saving, the next time you fire up the game, assuming you aren't renaming this folder, it's in its original place, it'll try and load these settings, and in this case, it'll use whatever resolution we have specified here. There's a few other options we can change in these files that should hopefully make the game run a bit more stably or not crash on startup. You can, of course, while the game is starting, hit Alt and Enter to toggle between full screen and windowed mode, and this is known to fix the issue for a few people. Another fix is to force the game to run in high priority mode, which you can do by looking in the description down below for some text. Simply copy that code, then open up Notepad and paste it in here. Then File, Save As, and we'll call it literally anything. Could be cod.reg. The .reg is the most important part. Then change it from text documents to all files, save, and now we should have a registry document on our desktop here. Simply double click this, then click yes when prompted for admin, and yes once more, followed by OK. Now we've successfully told Windows to start cod.exe as high priority. Pretty simple. By doing this, it could fix some areas which I've previously covered in a different Modern Warfare 3 video. Anyways, that's really about it for this quick guide. Hopefully you found this useful. If you found a solution that was different and not covered here, please do leave a comment down below. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you all for watching. My name's been CpuPriorityClass, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao!